And we are live. No Elliot tonight, so there's no intro, no music. That's okay.
I could sing.
No, John, we don't want you to sing. Nobody wants to hear that. Sorry.
You're no fun.
Yes, you are correct. I am no fun. I am the no fun host.
This is the No Fun League NFL.
Exactly.
No fun league.
Yes.
What's going
We
on?
are live and in charge on a Sunday night as usual. Thank you everybody for who's showing up, and even more thanks to who will watch the replay. We know we get more views out of our replays than we do out of the live stream, but that's fine.
Excellent.
We hope to be joined by Mr. Ron Gallo at the top of the hour. We don't know yet.
Hi, Jamal.
Hey, Jamal. To talk NHL playoffs. So what's going on in the sports world, guys? I mean, I actually watched the last part of the fourth quarter and the overtime between Philly and Boston today. Basketball. Shout out to James Harden and hitting the dagger with about 13 seconds to play.
The beard.
That's very strange.
Why is that?
Just basketball in general. I haven't watched a single. I don't.
Because the Raptors aren't in it. That's why. John.
No, it's not only. Even if the Raptors were in it, I could care less. I didn't watch one single minute of NBA this past season. I
didn't get.
Well, you're normally the biggest NBA fanboy.
That was my number one sport, even more than football. I'm just disgusted by the league. It's a pathetic league now. It's. I have no interest. I have no pulling interest in anybody that's playing.
Really?
I did watch the Lakers drag the Warriors through the La Brea Tar Pits last night.
Yeah. I'm actually watching the Panthers and the Leafs right now.
Go Toronto.
Toronto's down 2-0. Or down 2-0 in games, actually.
Yeah. That's okay.
But that Philly-Boston game was pretty exciting, actually. What was really neat is that Harden had invited a survivor of the Michigan State shooting, the massive shooting that happened at Michigan State University a few months ago. The kid was paralyzed in that shooting, and he brought the kid in for the game, and after the game gave him his shoes. So it was pretty cool as well. Harden's a really good guy, man. He really is. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he just cares about people, and that's really neat.
A year ago, I was standing in line at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And just happened to look over to the little candy sections they have on lines. And James Harden endorsed this. I can't even remember what they're trolley or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's this kind of those sour candies like we used to have when we were kids.
Yeah.
And he had his image on the front of the package and everything. And I thought, wow, that's an interesting advertisement. So.
But yeah, I mean, the kid was there. He's in a wheelchair. He's paralyzed. But Harden signed his shoes, gave him his game worn shoes, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Harden's an easy guy to root for. I mean,
he's an easy guy to root for. Yes, he really is.
He was at OKC with Durant and
Westbrook.
He was the most grounded of the three that I've seen, and it's a shame that he hasn't had anything to show for it in his career so far. So I'm kind of rooting for him. I mean, I like the Sixers. I mean, they're okay. I mean, other than the fact that they're from Philly, but But I mean, he's easy to root for, and I kind of hope he does well.
Go Philly. Sure. That's who I'm cheering for, I guess.
Who?
Wait, is Miami still in it or no?
Yes, Miami is still in it.
Okay, well, anything with
they
Kyle
tied
Lowry.
the series last night against the Knicks.
Go Kyle.
No, it was actually they're up 2-1 now.
They're up 2-1, yeah.
They're up 2-1.
3.
And Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
Hello, Brett.
I like me some Jimmy Butler.
Hello, Brett. Dude, what else is going on? I really don't know. Like, no NFL. I've like
we're getting towards that dark zone because the NFL is getting in.
No, it's
rookie mini camp started this week.
Dude, I'm not even thinking football. I'm literally in hockey mode.
Yeah,
like that's it. Do I like my new running back? Who, Latavius Murray? I mean, whatever. That's a depth signing. Like, what's Latavius Murray going to do? How old is he? 45 now? I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
The Damian Harris signing is what I'm more excited about for Buffalo, and seeing them actually put. Oh, we didn't talk about the draft. Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah, we did last week.
Actually,
with Mr. Derek Laughlin. Yes, we did.
Right.
You like the tight end draft? You like the way the fact that they drafted the tight end?
Yeah, dude. You guys know I watch 0 minutes of college ball, so I could, and if someone says, "Hey, this guy's good," it's like, yeah, good. But they all said Josh was going to be horrible, and I mean, so, dude, like drafts are like it's really like scouts do the best they can, teams do the best they can,
right?
Coaches do the best they can.
Right.
Sometimes players just aren't at that level, so. Saying that someone won a draft or someone didn't I think is foolish. That this early.
Well, you know what? The thing is, you can't say anybody won a draft because these players won't make it. These players that were drafted outside maybe the top 5 won't make any impact for 2 or 3 years down the line.
Dude, even that is not a guarantee.
No, it's not.
I mean, you look like Jamarcus, all we got to say is Jamarcus.
Look at CJ Stroud. He got drafted by the Texans. The Texans are the epitome of underachieving in the NFL. Okay, he's in a bad franchise. He's got no talent around him. How is he going to succeed?
I like what they're stacking picks and. Like I'm a Singletary fan. They signed Singletary, so that's a really decent running back in the backfield. It's like the Houstons are a couple of years away from being a couple of years away. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. But they're putting things around. But again, like who knows? Do you like the Buffalo Bills draft pick? Sure. Everyone says it's a great pick. Like they got an A on the report card, so great. I love it. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't know. But they went offense heavy. Out of the 5 or 6 picks, it was like all except for one was defense. Everything else was offense.
But so, did they address the offensive line? Did you think?
Yeah. They did. They addressed the offensive line. They signed guys too, which was the sleeper stuff. But that second, that apparently that kid from Florida, the guy that got in the second round, is fantastic. I think he's right guard. Like he's apparently fantastic. Like just like a steal. He was supposed to be first round, and they got him in the second. So apparently he's going to be what's really awesome is for the offensive line, if he works out, and say Mitch Morse, who's our center, he's got concussion issues. He's been having concussion issues for years. So he might be one of those Eric Wood situations where it's like, hey, dude, I'm retired. My health is more important. So who's our center? Well, we have Ryan Bates, who's kind of okay at right guard, but center, he's really, really good. So we have if this draft pick works out with or Cyrus or Torrance or what, I can't even tell you what his name is. Then we've got our lines short up with our center. You can
slide him into right guard and move the other guy back over into center.
Right.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. And that if that wins, then dude, anything that helps Josh stay on his feet and not get sacked, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you and I we've talked about this. I mean, Josh needs to not be so dependent on, being the guy who's going to take the team on his back.
And I think they've addressed that.
Yeah.
With the running backs
he needs to depend more on his skill players and he's got weapons. He's got, all these guys that he doesn't need to be running every time he snaps the ball. So, it's just –
yeah, I'm happy. I mean, again, I think it's too early. I mean, you'll see in OTAs and you'll see in the draft, in the camp. You'll see how these kids are playing and if they've got it. And I've always said the Buffalo Bills offense will run as good as their tight end plays. So if you have Dawson Knox and you got this Dalton Kincaid kid, I mean, that's a 1-2 punch, and he's apparently he's a slot receiver. Apparently,
you can't go wrong with a name like Dalton. I mean, come on, it's a great
double D, man. Dalton's
a great name.
2 times with the initials DK.
Yeah, Dalton. I mean,
right. DK is both
Roadhouse Dalton. Come on, this is Roadhouse. Come on, we're talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Brett, I don't pay attention to Nick Foles, man.
Nick Foles gets released by the Colts. Nobody cares. He's gonna, he's either gonna retire or end up as the second or third string quarterback somewhere else in the NFL. Yeah. You know what? Nick Foles had a great run with Philly when he won the Super Bowl. Philly special, the whole 9 yards. Good for him, but he's never been more than a backup or a journeyman quarterback in the NFL. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and as far as Randall Cobb was a gift signing by the Jets for Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. That press conference that Aaron Rodgers had earlier in the week was it was all fluff and just it was god awful.
Can the Jets just go back to being obscure again? That'd be great.
I don't think their Aaron Rodgers signing is going to make a difference, John. To be honest, I really don't. The Jets are going to be the Jets no matter what, and it's I mean, they're going to be third maybe in the division. I think behind Miami. I think New England finishes last, to be honest with you, in the division.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's Toronto, Buffalo and Miami. I think.
I think Buffalo and Miami are the class of the division. And I don't think the Jets are going to be. You know what? Aaron Rodgers doesn't have enough talent to make up for the discrepancies that the Jets have.
He doesn't play defense either.
No, he doesn't play defense, and the Jets had a top 5 defense last year, but
their O-line is awful.
Yeah.
How happy is Rodgers when he's on his back?
Yeah, you know what? He's going to be running for his life, and that's going to be, that's going to be the downfall of the Jets. So, Florida tied it. It's 1-1 Toronto and Florida.
What's the score?
1-1.
1-1.
Dude, if Toronto won their Stanley Cup, just beating the first round, like beating Tampa Bay. That was their
Stanley Cup. Yeah. So and they're down. They lost They lost both games at home in this series. So I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, like first of all, if you've ever been to that pathetic excuse for arena, like when you to watch a game, they're all sitting on their hands. It's all suits and ties. Yeah. None of the true blue fans can get in there because they're so damn expensive.
Yeah,
like this, it's not home home ice advantage at all. Like, why is this bird being really loud right beside my head?
That's all right. We gonna deal with that. It's not a big deal.
It's not Maple Leaf Gardens, is it?
No, it's definitely not Maple Leaf Gardens. And dude, trust me, Maple Leaf Gardens was another level. Yeah. Like another level of because it was so old that you were literally everywhere you sat, you were on top of the ice.
Top of the action, yep.
It was dude, nothing better. Nothing better. Saturday nights, man, that's like one of my favorite memories as a kid was me and my dad. He'd take me down there for Saturday nights, and you'd go to the concession stands, you'd go in, and then there's tunnels that went into the arena where all the seating was, and there would be this haze. Like the lights and the haze would just be on the ice. It was majestic, dude. It was absolutely majestic. I picture Fenway. It's like Fenway, but the Gardens, like hockey version of it.
I saw a documentary on Maple Leaf Gardens about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was awesome.
Oh, dude,
it was. I bet you can probably find it on YouTube somewhere. I mean, I think.
Yeah, now they turned it into a grocery store.
Yeah,
so it's good.
Brett, Micah bulking up, all well and good as long as he doesn't lose any of his speed. If he picks up on the upper body strength, which he's already unbelievably strong anyway, and matches that with his speed, he's going to be literally unstoppable. So,
do you think he moves to defensive end, or does he stay a linebacker?
I could see him either one. I mean, I could see him as rush.
I mean, he's already great at rushing the quarterback. So I don't think it matters.
Rush in, yeah. I mean, he's got, like I said, he's got upper body strength that's unreal. I mean, he can split a double team and like that. So
Micah Parsons is one of the most talented defensive players in the NFL right now.
He's
it's just probably, that he plays for Dallas.
He's the best defensive player we've had since probably DeMarcus Wade, or maybe even the one we got from the 49ers. 5 Super Bowl rings.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He's probably the best.
And I can see him. I can see his face.
Yeah, I can too. Yeah, he's the best defensive player we've had in ages. So, yeah, if he's bulking up.
Well, this is. I mean, let me ask you this, Ken. You lost your offensive coordinator to the Chargers, right?
It wasn't that big an offensive, big a loss.
Really, you don't think it makes that big a difference?
We shall see, but I blame a lot of what we had wrong on offense on him last year.
Really? Okay.
He played some really questionable decisions on offense last year, so he's the Chargers problem now. Yeah, I'm cautiously looking forward to August and see what we do in spring in training camp. But right now, if they want to bulk up and take off, hey, all the better.
Hey, shout out to the Red Sox for their winning streak, man. They're playing really well.
Yeah, but it came to an end today.
Yeah, well, that's all right though.
They swept the Jays, didn't they?
Yeah, we swept the Jays and won the first two from Philly, but we got.
Then we go and sweep Pittsburgh. The baseball makes no sense to me.
I've not had a good day today. I mean, the Red Sox lost. Manchester United lost again, and now the Stars are playing Seattle tonight. So I hope we don't go over.
I think the Stars still take that series, Ken.
I hope so.
I think they still take that series.
Seattle plays with an enthusiasm of someone, like I said.
They got nothing to lose, man.
That's what I was going to say. They got nothing to lose. I mean, they're a second-year franchise.
They know they're not supposed to be there, and they're having the time of their life.
Yeah. They're just having fun.
That's the most dangerous team you can play right now. It's one like that.
It's great. I like it.
That's why it's the toughest trophy in the world to win.
Yeah, man.
So Lamar signs his contract, guys.
Good for him.
This week. Good for him. He got his money.
Did he actually sign or he just put an X?
No, he signed. I don't know if he said good, funny kid. And it just But I mean, he's got Odell, but not. I mean, Odell's not going to be his number one receiver. I don't think.
No. Doesn't he still have Hollywood?
No, I don't think Hollywood's there anymore.
No, Hollywood's in Arizona.
Yeah, Hollywood's in Arizona.
Yeah, he was draft day trade last year, right?
He better learn how to throw to himself, then.
Yeah, I mean, let me look at it. I mean,
oh my gosh, these birds killing me.
By the way, speaking of Josh Allen, I saw him at the Kentucky Derby yesterday. He was looking pretty sharp too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he turned single. He's single now, so he's being all dapper and out and about.
I did not know he had broken up with his girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
I mean, this is the receivers on the Ravens. DeMarcus Robinson. These are just the ones I recognize. Nelson Aguilar, Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, Sammy Watkins, my favorite buddy,
Sammy.
Okay,
Sammy.
I mean, really, a who's who of mediocre wide receivers.
That's classic, right? Like,
Nelson Aguilar was great in college. I mean, he was unbelievable in college, but that was not translated to the NFL.
No, and I mean, they picked up Zay Flowers in the draft, so that's they drafted Zay Flowers out of Boston College. He's supposed to be, lights out, great.
I saw him play a couple of times last year, and he was impressive.
Yeah,
to me. So,
and it's got, and Lamar made the comment that he wants, he's going to he wants to throw for 6,000 yards in a season, which nobody's ever done. I mean, Marino. I think Marino has the record of like 5,400 yards is the most anybody's ever thrown. So I mean, it's just I just can't help but think that Baltimore is a clown show.
Let me do some
Dude, you gotta watch out disrespecting Baltimore, Cleveland. Okay, talking about.
I don't expect the Browns to be any better than they were last year, John.
Talking about clown shows.
My expectations for the Browns are not really high this season, so it's all good.
Oh, Brett, greatest trade the Bills ever did was drafting Sammy and giving all those draft picks to Cleveland.
Yes,
best thing we ever did.
Yeah.
Okay. 6,000 yards over a 17-game season is roughly 350 a game.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Good luck with that.
You know, Lamar. You know, we've talked about this, and the consensus on this panel has always been that Lamar is not a great quarterback in the pocket. So, you know,
because his progressions are like 1-2 run,
yes,
run,
yes,
like it's ingrained in him, and I don't think you can unteach that.
No.
So, you know, if you're expecting a pocket passer from Lamar, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
If Odell doesn't separate within the first couple of seconds, I think it's.
Well, Odell is pretty long in the tooth, and I don't think that he's going to be able to separate.
Dude, he hasn't played in 2 years. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's why when the rumors was Odell was coming to Buffalo, it's like no, please no. Don't want him. Now, D-Hop.
I was going to say D-Hop would have been nice, but he's staying in Arizona apparently.
Dallas did not pursue him either. They kind of toyed with him without it.
Yeah, D-Hop would have been great in that offense, John. He really would.
D-Hop would be great in anybody's offense.
Yeah. Problem is he's languishing in Arizona with a undersized quarterback that has, you know, doesn't
Minnie Mouse
who's actually injury prone too. So I mean, it's you know, it is what it is.
It's great. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I love it. What else going on? What are we working on?
I am concerned.
Toronto's up 2-1, by the way.
Oh, goody. Why are you concerned?
I'm not. It's the NHL playoffs. That's all I can.
No.
Me.
Yeah, he said I am concerned.
Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby, like I said, and
7 horses
died this week.
The week of the Kentucky Derby.
Week of the Derby, including 2 yesterday.
Yes, they were pre-Derby horses that were euthanized after the races.
Right. They had 5 scratches in the for the Derby yesterday, or 2 days and yesterday. Most scratches they've ever had in a single Kentucky Derby since 1936.
It just tells me that these trainers are overworking and abusing these horses.
Yes, they are, and I'm very concerned about that. It's supposed to be a gentleman's sport, which you can look at it 2 different ways, because it may be a sport for gentlemen, but it's
and that tells me also that it's changed from a gentleman's sport into a sport that only thinks about the money involved.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. It is now probably, outside of boxing, the most corrupt sport there is.
Yeah,
and I've always been kind of a horse racing fan. I mean, I do not like the abuse that horses take, but
right.
I mean, it's just, this is not right, and I think back to, it was Santa Anita Park where it had all the deaths.
Yeah, Santa Anita was it was a lot of deaths at Santa Anita. Yes,
it's just mind-boggling. I just these trainers are getting away with murder, literally. So
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, Brett.
I was going to mention that. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, that talk about premature ejaculation.
Well, 3 out of the last 4 NBA championship head coaches are now gone.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
That was very weird. Blaming him for that, I mean, that's.
I mean, the Bucks dealt with injury. I mean,
yeah, they were.
Giannis was injured most of the season.
Yes, and his response to that sports writer in his press conference was absolutely media gold. I mean, that is the best response to an idiot question.
Well, and there's people on the other side of that saying that wasn't, I mean, because with the championship mentality, yes, anytime you don't win a championship, it is a failed season. I don't agree. I think Giannis' answer was spot on.
Absolutely spot on.
It's not a failure. It's a trigger to get better.
We're too in love with the word failure in this society, and I don't like it.
I mean, you look at the PGA. I mean, you got, if guys don't win a tournament, they finish second or third in a tournament.
No.
That's not a sign of failure. It's just a sign of I need to get better. I need to play better.
Bringing in $1.5 million to fail. So I'll take
right. I mean, and you know what? I mean, today the Wells Fargo Championship, you had a first-time winner on the PGA Tour, and Wyndham Clark, whatever it was.
Wyndham Clark, yeah.
Wyndham Clark won his first.
Where is he from? I'm not familiar with him.
I don't know, but he lost his mom back in 2013 to breast cancer, and he's been playing for her ever since. You got a first-time winner in Wyndham Clark today. The guy takes home $3.5 million from winning the tournament. Okay. Second place is probably going to get maybe half that much. Is that losing to you?
No. That's a pretty healthy pace.
I mean, that's a $2 million check or $100 million and a half. I'll take that.
That's more money than I've ever made in my life.
Correct.
All together. So
I mean,
I'll take that kind of failure any day.
I mean, you got top tier golfers not winning week to week. It doesn't mean they're failing.
No.
Okay. It just means that some guy was better than they were that week, and we go on to the next week and we'll do better. So I mean, that's just the way it is. And I love Giannis's honest answer. You know what? We didn't make it this season. Okay. Let's go into next season and try to do better.
Yeah.
It's the same way. I mean, and teams do that every year. Whether it's NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, whatever.
It's like a baseball. If you bat .333, you could win a batting championship. Correct. That also means you failed 2 out of 3 times.
Well, fails out of 3 out of 10 times. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, the media is all looking for the hot take. They're looking for the hot answer.
Yes, they're looking for the bottom line. Bottom line is, if you're the best team record-wise, you should be winning the championship.
Well, yeah. Well, tell that to Chicago, to Boston Bruins, who are sitting at home watching the NHL playoffs right now.
Oh, Boston. Poor Boston.
I mean, give me a break. And now the Milwaukee Bucks, who had the best record in the NBA, they're also sitting at home watching the NBA playoffs. The best record in the regular season don't mean dick, don't mean shit, don't mean nothing. If you can't transpose that into the playoffs, you don't deserve to be in. You don't deserve to win it. It's just it. It's proof positive. It's proof positive in the NBA and the NHL, especially. The regular season doesn't mean anything. You got to translate that into the playoffs. And you know what? The Lakers are stepping up. I mean, they were one of the play-in teams, and the Lakers are stepping up, and they're taking control of that series with Golden State.
Golden State barely got by Sacramento.
Right, and look at the Heat, how they're playing. They were a play-in team as well. They're up 2-1 in that series. So, I mean, you got these teams that are coming in. It's going to depend on how you are playing as you lead into the playoffs. Exactly. The hot teams that come in can go on a run and win a play and get there. The Giants proved it in the NFL when they won the when they won the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers were the same way when they won their last one with Jerome Bettis, because they did it they won every single game, every single playoff game on the road, leading up to their Super Bowl win in Detroit. So it's how hot you are getting into the playoffs. And if it doesn't translate, you're done. So that's my thought.
I'll give you the Toronto Raptors. The year they won the
There you go.
They got hot in the right time. For 16 teams, all the records that they put together for the regular season get wiped out. Everybody starts 0-0.
Yep.
Yes.
Another second.
Yep.
Another season.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, man. Let's go Blue Jays. Oh wait, wrong sport. Sorry. What are we talking about?
Well, on to the next subject.
Did you let's shift gears, guys. John, have you seen Guardians yet?
No. Don't spoil it either.
I haven't seen it. So no.
Yeah. No, I don't go to theaters, man. I wait for
I'm waiting for the stream. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched got through The Mandalorian.
How about Picard?
Oh, Picard's amazing, man. We already talked about that, man.
Did we talk about the last?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, man. Okay. Yeah, when it was just you and I. We just talked about it for like an hour, and then Ron showed up.
I mean, that whole 2-2 now. Florida just tied it up. The last 4 episodes of that were some of the best Star Trek ever.
Yeah, that whole series was. The first season sucked. The second season was good, and the third one was good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Who's the Facebook user?
Groot got demolished by a chainsaw. That scene was awesome. Yeah.
That was Derek. Derek, what are you doing, man? Why you put spoilers out, man?
It's okay.
No spoilers, Derek. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, don't be LaShawn McCoy. Everyone remember that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Shout out to Max Verstappen for winning the Miami Grand Prix today.
Yeah, right. Oh, what else is going on?
Just talk hockey, man. That's like I don't know why you're beating around the bush.
Let's talk hockey.
Hockey. Yeah.
All right, since Ron's
how great is Leon Draisaitl? How about that?
Here we go.
I read something interesting about Leon Draisaitl the other day.
What's that?
He plays for Germany and he's on the German national team. But he has never played for them in the Olympics.
Because since he's been in the league, they've never played in the Olympics.
Yeah, I know. That's
Connor McDavid's never played for Canada.
I was thinking that he might have played when he was like in junior hockey and might have been in the
dude, he's
at that time, but I guess not. So.
I don't think Oiler fans understand how lucky we are right now to watch these two. It's stupid. We're gonna sit there in 10 years from now going, oh, how come we could never get good players in Edmonton? Like literally, you have the 2 best players on the planet, and it's not even close. And it's amazing to watch.
What a great team they make too because they're on the same line, right?
They do put them on the same line when they want to go heavy.
Yeah,
but they can center their own lines, and they're just as effective. But It's like. You put them together, it's stupid. Like you can't defend it. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I've always been a Draisaitl guy. Like when he got drafted by Oilers, I was like, this guy is going to be amazing because he reminded me of Matt Sundin, just this power forward center who you just control the puck. You couldn't get the puck off him. Like watching Mats when I was growing up it was amazing. Like he would take the puck and you couldn't get it off him.
Yeah.
You needed literally to hack him to he just had total control. And Leon was at the first couple of years reminding me of him, but then Leon turned into this machine. Like I don't even know what he is now. He's cyborg or something. I mean, his shot, his pass, everyone's Connor. Yeah, Connor is great, but it's not 1 and 2, it's 1A and 1B. Like that's literally how they are, in my opinion. So different games, completely different games. Mm-hmm. But anyways, thank you for listening to my.
So I'm assuming you like Calgary. I mean, not Calgary. Edmonton's chance in getting past Vegas.
It'd be interesting to see tomorrow. I like Vegas is a good team, man. Like Vegas can go toe to toe because they've got the speed and they got the offensive talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing with LA is that they don't really have a lot of guys to put the puck in the net. They would just play that 1-3-1, that kind of trap game, and it was hard for Edmonton's. But a free flowing open game, Vegas doesn't want to go back and forth with Edmonton. Like what, dude? The Oilers are scoring 60% on the power play.
Right.
60%.
Yeah.
Like usually a stellar power play is like 25%.
Mm-hmm.
60.
Agreed. Yeah, you're right.
That's unreal.
They had the best penalty. They had the best power play in the regular season. They had like the most shorthanded goals this season. They're doing it in the playoffs. Like, just don't trip any of these guys. Don't high stick any of these guys. It'll kill you. So, I mean, again, as Oiler fans, we should he be the best all around player? Look, I love Tkachuk now because he's not in Calgary. I think he's amazing, and I know people will say it's like Leon and Connor, and then they'll put Nathan McKinnon. I'd put Tkachuk third. Yeah. I would. I think he's got the points. He's a pest. He
plays for Calgary.
He used to. He played for Calgary. He got traded.
Now he's in Florida, right?
Played for Florida. Yeah, got traded for Huberdeau. Yeah. So Huberdeau went to Calgary and didn't do anything. Johnny Gaudreau went to Columbus, didn't do anything. So Tkachuk just literally packed his bags, went to Florida, and he put up like 110 points or something like that. Like, I mean, he's amazing. I love watching him play now that he's not for Calgary. Like, I hated him. We called him Turtle in Calgary because he would always turtle. Like, he would talk all this smack and he would never fight anyone. But
right.
I like him now.
I still cannot believe that Calgary let Gaudreau get away.
Both
of them. I don't understand that at all.
But Gaudreau was going to go no matter what, right? Like, he was a free agent. So he as soon as he left, then they had to do something with Tkachuk because the chances of losing him for nothing would have been awful. So they traded for Florida for Huberdeau, who was supposed to be, Tkachukian, but he's not. I mean, our fourth line center guy has more goals than Huberdeau did this year. Anti-Leaf fans, everyone wants to be Toronto, dude. It's envy. Okay, let's put it that way. Everyone hates Toronto. It's like everyone hates New York City. I hate New York. Why? Because it's big and it's talked about all the time. It's the center of the universe in America. I mean, whatever. Same in Canada. Everyone hates the Leafs. Everyone hates the Leafs.
I thought they hated the Canadians.
I don't hate the Canadians. I don't like.
Montreal was the one team that was hated in Canada.
No. Everyone, dude. Montreal's 50-50. Montreal and Toronto, anywhere you go, there's 50% of the fans are going to be Montreal fans.
Okay. All right.
All the original six, even if you got Chicago or Detroit coming in to some of these cities, like, they have big fan bases.
Yeah.
So they travel well.
And what about your Stars, Ken? How do you feel about your Stars right now?
I was really glad to see Pavelec back. 4 goals the other night. Unfortunately, no one else did anything. I mean, it was him by himself. That can't keep happening. They showed what they can do the other night by evening the series, but they keep losing these first games. They gave up 3 goals in 52 seconds to Seattle.
Yeah.
And like I said, Seattle is playing.
They're playing with house money right now.
House money. They're having fun, and that's the most dangerous team you can play. Now we're going into Seattle's place, and I expect the crowd.
What is it? What's the series? 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, I expect the place is going to be bananas, and
they're playing tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. So
yes, unfortunately, I hate this. I mean,
the late start.
Games, yes. If we can get a split here, we'll be doing good. We need to win this game tonight, definitely.
Excuse me.
We can't guarantee winning both games, but we can at least get a split. We can be okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Devils they blew up with 8-4 today against against Carolina. I mean, that was a shocker for me as far as because Carolina's been playing as good as any team in the East right now.
Rod Brindamore.
Yeah. I mean, the Devils just exploded with 8 goals today against Carolina, which was just wow.
8-1.
Yeah, it was 8-4. Actually, was the final.
Wow. That's unreal in the hockey in playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. How often do you see 8 goals in an NHL game? You don't see it very often. So,
I remember one year. I think the first time Pittsburgh won the Stanley Cup, they were playing the Minnesota North Stars for like a year or two before they moved to Dallas, and Pittsburgh beat them something like 8-0 in the deciding game.
Yeah.
In the Stanley Cup Finals.
So. Rangers fired their head coach after a great season, and they got into the playoffs. I mean, granted, they lost. In the
I don't
understand that.
What have you
professional sports coach is like the most unstable job on the planet.
Absolutely.
What was that thing about all the NBA guys that got fired? So there was Nick Nurse, Budenholzer, and Gallant too, like he's NHL. But I mean, the Lakers coach. So the past 3 championship coaches in the NBA.
3 out of the last 4 NBA champions.
You got Kerr's still around.
Have fired their head coach. Kerr is the only one standing out of those.
That's insanity, dude. Like, how do you build culture? How do you possibly build culture? But see, this is why I can't stand the NBA, because it's not about team building. It's about me building. It's about let's have a big 3 building. Like that's all.
What have you done for us lately? You're losing the first round, so now you're fired. Come on, this guy gave you an NBA championship with Giannis.
Yeah, I know. That's whatever.
I mean, seriously,
cares. Go Bills. Cares.
Go Bills.
Go Stars.
Go Stars.
Crack the Kraken.
The Yankees suck.
Crack the Kraken. The Yankees. And
you want to know who sucks? Check out the St. Louis Cardinals.
I know. Can you believe it?
That is unbelievable.
What, 10-25? Did they lose again today?
They lose today. It was 10-25.
They're 10-25. I mean, that's the worst start since 1907.
Incredible.
That's their worst start since 1907.
That's great.
Wow. This is with Paul Goldschmidt.
That's even before Ken was born, for God's sake. I mean,
I know, dude. Ken, how old are you?
1907 is when my grandfather was born.
My grandfather was born in 1912. So, anyways, useless information. What else? What else going on? Oh yeah, the Oilers. Sorry, I'm just.
What else you got about the Oilers?
Nothing. I just want to talk about hockey, man. I don't care about anything right now except for hockey. I don't care. I don't care about baseball. I don't care about basketball. I don't even care about football right now. It's all
about the Oilers and
all about the Oilers and the Leafs. The way if they win, but I don't care if the Leafs win or lose.
There's
still 2-2, right?
Still 2-2. Yes.
Yeah. End of the second or something. Yeah.
Here's something we can agree on: is U.S. and Canada. Rest in peace, Gordon Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot.
One of my
John, do you know who Gordon Lightfoot is?
I've heard the name, but you put him in a lineup. I couldn't tell you who he is.
The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. He wrote that song in Sundown. Wow, John, Ken, we are as if we haven't confirmed it in past shows. We are officially old.
Yes, we are. Interesting thing.
I've heard name. I know he's Canadian, and I know people love him.
He is Canadian, yes.
He was Canadian. Yeah. Born just outside of Toronto.
Toronto.
There's
probably one of the greatest songwriters in the history of music.
Even Brett knows who Gordon Lightfoot is.
Yes.
Well, I know who he is. I just don't know. Like I couldn't tell you his music. I couldn't
Yeah.
There's a line from the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald where they say the church bells rang till they rang 29 times.
Yes.
Tuesday.
For each man and
Edmund Fitzgerald.
That church actually rang the bell this week.
30 times this week.
30 times
30 times.
in honor of Gordon
Sailors,
Lightfoot. Yes.
Once for Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes. I saw a cartoon or a meme where Gordon Lightfoot was walking into heaven, and St. Peter said, yes, there's a bunch of people here, and there are some sailors that would like to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I mean, it's more in depth than that, but it's.
I didn't see that, and it would have made me cry.
Yeah.
That's not biblical.
No, well, I know, but it's just a cartoon. It's just a cartoon, John. Who cares, you know?
It's
are you familiar with the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
No, I have no idea what you're talking
about. It was a cargo ship. This is back in, what is it, Ken? 73 or 74? 75.
I'll tell you something. The first time I heard this song, I thought, I was pretty sure it was a true story, but I thought it occurred in the late 19th century.
Right.
I thought it was a long time ago.
Right.
And the first time I heard it, it only been 3 years before.
Right.
I had no idea what that was.
The song is a story and an homage to a cargo ship that was traveling through the Great Lakes. They were on Lake Superior, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it was lost in a nor'easter or a big ass storm.
Mm-hmm.
And it lost. They lost 29 men on the ship, and it was later found, but the site was never disturbed. It just they never raised the ship. They just left it sit there in the bottom of Lake Superior. It was a huge loss, and it was a huge story at the time. Again, this is before you were born, John, because I know you weren't born at 75. I know you're
77, man.
Right. This is before you were born. Thank you, Brett. Great Lakes freighter that sank in Lake Superior during a storm on November 10th, 75, with the loss of the entire crew when launched in June 58. She was the largest ship on North America's Great Lakes. And Gordon Lightfoot wrote a song about this ship, and it became an American iconic folk song. Mm-hmm. And it was his greatest accomplishment as a songwriter, as far as popularity. It was a number one hit, I guess. I don't know. And it's a great song. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's mellow. It's soft. It's cool. It's just a cool song. It's long. It's like 7 minutes long.
And it's haunting.
Kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's really great, and it just hits home. It's really great. He did a great job on it. And Gordon Lightfoot, again, like I said, is considered one of the greatest American songwriters in history. I mean, he's just. I mean, he is just. I mean, his lyrics and his music are just iconic. They really are, as far as America is concerned.
Here's a trivia question for you, Scott. Where was Edmund Fitzgerald bound for? Where were they going?
Well, it said it was bound for Cleveland, but I don't think that's true.
No, it is. They were headed for Cleveland.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was bound for Cleveland. So,
have you guys ever seen Lake Superior?
No.
Only in pictures.
Yes. It is literally it's an ocean.
It's a freshwater ocean.
Yeah, it's so massive.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. And like, I remember me and my kid when we were driving, and when I was moving to Newfoundland a couple of years back, we took that drive across the country, and you have to drive around Lake Superior. So you come from Northern Ontario, you drive down to Sault Ste. Marie,
right. And
just outside of Wawa, Ontario, this little tiny town in Northern Ontario, there's this beach where you go down, and it looks like something out of like a movie. Like, just you go down, you drive down, and it's sandy beaches. And dude, the waves are like crashing in, like waves, not little tiny little lake waves, like, oh, pretty. I'm talking like squalls are just crashing, and I'm just like, dude, this is a lake, right? You sure? You absolutely sure?
I'll bet you could surf on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, dude. It's crazy. And then you fly over it too, and it's like you know how when you're flying, they always got like the GPS, so you see where you are. Mm-hmm. You're literally on top of Lake Superior for an hour. Like, just Still on top of the
They
list.
call it Lake
largest
Superior. It's the largest
freshwater
Great Lake.
in the
Yes.
world.
Yeah, it's massive. It's crazy.
And the weather patterns around the Great Lakes are just intense.
Well, Cleveland. I mean, what lake effect snow's like. I mean, it's stupidity. Don't miss that at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now I get frozen tundra weather and birds squawking all the time.
By the way, they've been having some wildfires in Alberta.
Insane, dude. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, everywhere around here. We haven't been hit by them, but everywhere around us. Like 30 minutes from here, there's wildfires. And
I remember the ones that hit Fort McMurray about
a couple years ago. Yeah.
And that's wild.
Dude, there was 107 wildfires here yesterday. It did rain today. It cooled down. Like, it was hot. And hot here is, like, very rare in May.
Right.
But it was over 30 degrees Celsius a couple days there. And it just didn't rain for like 3 weeks.
Like 80 or 85. And
I don't know, dude. I don't do your American stuff. You're the only country in the world that still uses all that.
I know.
Figure it out, man. It's like, it's high 80s or something, right? So it's...
What is it? Is it in Celsius?
It was 32 here for 2 days in a row. 32 Celsius.
32 is, let me see.
It's like high 80s.
90. 32 is 90.
Yeah, 89.6.
90.
Oh, dude, it was hot. It was hot. Like, and I'm never going to complain about the heat. Give me the heat. I don't want the cold. I like the heat.
Right.
But it didn't rain. And it was really, really rare because usually you have all the snow melting. Dude, there was a snowstorm here 2 weeks ago. Like it was insane. And yeah, dude, crazy weather here. And just fires everywhere. And it was burning just outside of the city. Like, literally, Sherwood Park is a suburb of Edmonton. They had to shut down a bunch of roads there because there was a wildfire right in Sherwood Park. And that's the way I go into the city. That's the way I drive. So,
Have you been having some pretty decent rain there in the last few months? I mean, you're not in drought conditions, are you?
Not yet, no, man. It's not drought. It rained a little bit last night, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow and the next day, but it's not. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'll check. I mean, yeah, it's 50% chance of rain tomorrow, 50% on Tuesday, 30% on Wednesday, and then it's just hot for the next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is like 31 Celsius. So 90 for like a whole week. So it'll be fun next week. So hopefully they get this stuff under control.
Let me, I know you're a Marvel guy, John.
Yes.
Do you have any interest in curiosity about the upcoming Flash movie? The Flash.
No, not really. I mean, it's like really hard for me to okay. Scott, sorry.
The reason I asked about this is because there's going to be an appearance of the original Batman, Michael Keaton, in this movie.
Right. It's fantastic.
I've heard they're going to have both Keaton and Ben Affleck in it. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's have Val Kilmer too while we're at it.
Christian Bale while we're at it. Let's do it.
Christian Bale, yeah. Dude, this is and look, no one came to the show.
So we don't. Guy, so
no, it's just we got 5 minutes left, so we're gonna go completely left field here. Okay. Ken might understand this a little bit more. I've really been focused on this, like a lot.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Sports is still my foot in the world.
Right.
For whatever reason. I love sports. It's like I can't stop you. I can't get out of the sport. But music, movies, TV, I've lost it, dude. I've lost the desire to just be in it. Like, I'd much rather sit down and watch a sermon. I'd much rather do a Bible study with my wife. That's just what I'm at now. Like, With that being said, okay, I'm such a Christian. Where's the sports? Give me the sports. I want the sports. Give me the sports. Like, so I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here. But that's really, for me, that's what it's like. It's like, Picard was there. Okay, cool. I'll watch it. I didn't order the TV show so I'd watch every week, Basically, Brett, that's basically my life right now, you know? And it's just, Ken will understand this. Like once
I was going to say, there's nothing wrong with that.
you just get it. And you feel like you just want to be more in tune with scripture, more in tune with God. And then everything else is just kind of like, okay, it's there.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? God,
don't know.
I want to say it's just an escape. And that's fine if that's what you want. And that I don't criticize you for that, John. You know me, I'm not a believer. I don't go there, and we don't normally. John's praying for Toronto.
I pray for my hometown all the time, man. More reasons than the sports teams too. Yeah. More. Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's see. Today is the
7th.
7th.
Let's see, 4 weeks from now, the first Sunday in June, I will probably. I don't think I'm going to be able to be here because I'm going to be a delegate in our Central Texas Conference of United Methodist Church annual conference.
Very nice.
The 4th through the 6th. So if I can get a hookup in the hotel room, I'll try to be here, but I cannot guarantee anything.
We ask that you send prayers for the victims in Texas, John.
Dude, what is going on in Texas? First of all, there's shootings and there's people getting run over by cars. Like, what's going on with please, Ken, explain to me what's going on in your state, because it's just a little.
Let me put it this way: if I don't show up in the next 2 weeks, then I'll probably been hit by drive-by shooting, and it's been nice knowing you guys. This state has gone completely bananas. Rambo.
Dude, it's like
it's totally insane. And there's no safe place. We can't go to the grocery store anymore.
You know what, John? I live in Polk County, Florida, which is in the dead ass center of the state, and I am afraid to go to the grocery store. I'm seriously.
We can't go to the grocery store. We can't go shopping. We can't go to church. We can't go to sporting events. We can't go to concerts, movies, because you're taking a life in your hands. It is this whole country.
But you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what some lunatic is going to decide. He's going to come to the plaza you're at and just start shooting. We don't know. And that's not just Texas. It's nationwide, John. It's nationwide.
Yeah.
That's our reputation, Brett. It's not. We don't hate illegals, but I don't.
No, the governor does.
Governor does, but I've already.
Our governor does too in Florida.
But wasn't the guy who did that shooting a Mexican guy?
He was still a right-wing nut job.
It's not political, man. If you say it's political, then you're saying the person that drove.
He had Proud Boys paraphernalia on his body armor.
How that's like a black guy being part of the KKK. How does that work? Now or
right wing. I'm sorry. Or neo-Nazi does not have a skin tone. Neo-Nazi, believe it or not, does not have a skin tone.
Yeah, because I read that he had all those, like, they were showing all the dead pictures of him and stuff, and he had all these prison gang tattoos that had nothing to do. It was cartel stuff. That's what it was. Like I'm reading. So all this, he's a right wing crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta listen to who you're getting that information from.
Crazy.
Don't put political stuff on this. It's like I heard, dude. I'm not joking. They made it. The forest fires up here. They made political. They literally, the right and left were blaming each other.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone see how stupid that is?
Yeah, of course it is.
There's psychotic people out there, and it doesn't. Yes. The political thing is literally just there to drive a wedge through people. So when you say it's right wing people, it's not. It's just this crazy left wings. It's just everyone. Everyone's screwed.
It's just crazy.
But the bottom line is, John, the access to these weapons in this country is just crazy.
I do not know why someone has a desire to or a need, not desire, because there's crazies, but a need that I want an assault rifle. I don't get it. Look, you want to have your shotgun, you want to have your handgun to protect your family. I get it. But an assault it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, whatever.
If you're 18 years old and you want an assault rifle, here's an idea for you.
Join the army.
Join the fucking army.
Yep, I agree.
Join the army. Period.
I agree. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I understand because it's in your DNA.
And I was telling Ken earlier, my stepfather has these weapons. Okay. And my question is, the only reason these weapons are created is to kill people.
That's it. Yeah, I agree. You're not going to shoot deer with them.
You're not going to shoot deer with these. I mean, you can take a bolt action rifle into the woods and shoot a deer with it. Okay.
Yeah, one shot is all you need for a deer.
One shot is all you need. You don't need a 50 mag.
Yeah,
a 50 round magazine to kill a deer. You don't need it.
If you're shooting a deer with a 50 round mag, then
you're not going to have any meat.
You're not going to get meat off of that one.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any meat because it's going to. I mean, because the damage these weapons do to the human body. I mean, there was a tweet out there.
Is that what he had? Did he have an AR? Like I
had an AR.
Yeah.
My wife was telling me about it. I was just like, I don't even want to hear it.
There was a first responder that showed up to the scene that went to help this girl. It was like 5 or 6 years old. He felt for her pulse, pulled her head back, and she had no face.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Dude.
Okay. There is no reason to own an AR-15 other than to kill people with it.
And Ken, this is what's funny. When someone goes, why are you so into the Bible these days? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we're all shooting each other. We're all killing each other. We're all fighting with each other.
Because Revelation is coming to life. That's why shit is getting real.
You know, if you want to own a shotgun, if you want to own a bolt action rifle, I mean, that's fine. I don't care.
You want to hear the funny story of the week?
What's that?
Ted Nugent was supposed to start his farewell tour this week in Birmingham, Alabama,
and they turned him down.
Show.
Yeah, they
canceled the show.
They canceled the show.
Sorry, Ted.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, politics are involved. The NRA is involved, and it's just a big mess down here. John, stay in Canada where it's safer. I'm just saying.
It's not safer, dude. Don't think Canada's this innocent little place, dude. There's still crazies up here. We fight now. We're fighting over who started the. Now it's the conspiracy theorists. As we've started. One of the political companies started the fires just in time for the election because there's an election up here. It's like dude. This is just stupid. It's like when Damar Hamlin had a clone. Like, dude, you guys just come on, just relax. Like, look, I know there's crazy things that happen in the world, and a lot of the stuff you and I and Ken will never know about because there's Ephesians 6:12, Ken, principalities and powers in high places. There's crazy stuff that goes on there, but not everything is a conspiracy theory, folks. Not everything. Sometimes it's just psychotic people.
It's just black and white.
Yes. Sometimes it is. Sometimes there's no gray. Sometimes it's psychotic people that went psycho, and
let me tell you a quick story, Brett. The first time I went flying, I flew out after 9/11, and the whole thing still didn't seem real to me. And so I was stepping through security, and we still didn't have TSA back then. Stepping through security, and I'd already checked my bags and everything, so I'm waiting on my flight. The first thing I see is a National Guardsman with an Uzi, and it felt like I was in the airport of Tel Aviv. That's when
it's like you're in a third world country.
Yes, that's when it started to feel real to me, and I can't get that image out of my mind.
Dude, it's. Yeah,
you won't go to hell in a handbasket, guys. It's all there is to it.
Yes.
And I'm thankful that I'm old enough to where hopefully it won't be destroyed before I pass away. So I'm just saying. It is what it is, guys. All right, we're gonna close it up tonight.
Piss madness.
Piss madness. Shout out to Florida and Toronto. It's 2-2 in the third. Shout out to the late great Vida Blue, who passed away today as well at the age of 73 years old. 1971 Cy Young winner, also MVP that year, believe it or not. He won the Cy Young and the MVP in the same season for the Oakland Athletics.
Crazy.
And thoughts and prayers. I know that doesn't make a difference, but still, I'm sending them out to the victims in Texas. And you can be safe.
Does make a difference.
Yes, be safe, Ken.
My best, but like I said, if you don't see me next week,
I know.
Stop, drop, and roll.
You're living in the wild, wild west again. I mean, look out for
you're telling me.
Sorry, before how far was that Allen place from you? Where is
60
that?
miles?
Oh yeah,
60 miles. I've been by that outlet mall.
Yeah,
it's what it is. Our outlet malls. I'm sure you probably have them in Canada too, but it's an outdoor. It's got a cover overhead, but it's literally indoor outdoor.
Yeah, we've got one of those here in Lakeland too, where all the stores. I mean, it's a mall, but all the stores have access from the outside.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah.
I mean, there's no indoor walkway that you go through like you can think about a regular mall.
No,
it's a bunch of shops and a plaza, basically, that you can access from the outside. Yes,
you have an overhang above.
Right.
Yes.
That's it. You're literally, that's it. But it's 60 miles. 60 miles northeast of me. I've been by there. I've never been inside, but I've been by there. So. Yeah,
crazy, man.
My thoughts and prayers, and I've already been on Twitter today calling for the impeachment of Greg Abbott.
Yes,
I want him out of there, and I've called on a good friend of mine who is he's my former representative now. He's a victim of a redistricting, so he's been moved further.
Gerrymandering is just crazy.
Exactly. I've requested he start the process to get Abbott out of there. So
you just don't want to give up on being here, do you? Come on,
I don't, but I'm tired of the NRA having a.
They've got a stranglehold on the Republican Party in this country. They do. They have a stranglehold with their fundraising, and it's
don't matter who's in
power. You know what, John? It does matter when it comes to the NRA, because the NRA only goes after the GOP. They don't go after Democrats. They only go after the GOP, and they bought and paid for the Republican side of politics to make sure they fall victim and go to the whims of what they want.
But what about then the guy who drove and killed 7 people? Are you going to ban cars because he went crazy?
No, we're not going to ban cars, but
see, that's the thing. Like that's the argument. You're saying that, look, I'm not pro-gun at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
assault weapons need to be banned in this country. They need just flat.
Well, but yes, but then. Like you, it doesn't matter who's in power, because there's still going to be someone who's going to get a gun, or someone who's going to get a car, or someone's going to get a cement truck, or someone's going to get a bomb.
Right.
It's always going to be. So it doesn't matter who's in power.
But John,
like
if we ban these weapons,
creating a political drama about it.
If we ban the AR, these instances,
it'll never happen.
Will
America
much fewer.
America will never ban assault rifles. They won't do it. There'll be a civil war.
We did it in the 90s, but then it just expired and they didn't renew it. We did it in the 90s. Yeah. Okay? Every other civilized country in the world has banned these weapons, but we can't do it.
They had them banned and the Republicans lifted the ban.
Yes. Every other civilized country in the world bans these weapons. Okay.
We used to be civilized. We're not anymore.
Okay. And our mass shootings are 10, if not more times than every other civilized nation in the world.
Yeah, you guys have a
Right,
lot more killings
got a lot.
during a weekend.
Yeah, we've
in
got
a
a
major
lot
city
on mass
in
shootings.
America.
We've
Got a
already
lot
had
on
one.
mass shootings in this country as far as the world is concerned.
We've
And I'm
already had
sorry.
109 mass shootings in this year alone.
Yes.
5 months into the year.
Right now, how many people were killed in Chicago this weekend?
Who knows?
Hundreds, dozens, not hundreds, dozens, right? Same in any major city in America. So those are all run by Democrats. So there's issues
Right.
there.
But the problem with
So
Chicago
it's not left or right. It's everyone
but
sucks.
The problem with Chicago is that the reason why there's issues is because people will buy the weapons outside of the state of Illinois and bring them into Chicago.
Just like
it's
they
the
would if
states surrounding Illinois that have lax gun laws that allow people to buy these weapons outside the state and bring them into the city. That's a problem.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, again, you if you want to go political with it, the majority of major cities are run by the Democrats.
No,
and they have
not really.
Oh, dude, come on. The major cities in America, they're New York, Chicago, LA. Like take your pick. They're all run by Democrats. So if the logic that you're saying, so that would say that the Democrats are doing a horrible job at the gun stuff. Or you could do what I'm saying and say the Democrats and the Republicans are doing equally horrible jobs.
Well, and I'm with you on that. Believe it or not, I am with you.
It's like that's the problem. The problem is you drive that wedge when you make it political, and then you say this one is wrong, and we got to get this person in. Well, if you get that person in, it's the same thing that happens. So I just don't understand the political stuff. I don't. I think it's all bad.
Let me say this, John. USA now stands for the United States of Anarchy. That's bad.
Well, yeah. Anarchy is a crypto thing too. I mean, like crypto was founded on anarchists.
Yes.
Anarchy is not the yes, I know what you mean, but it's also less government. That's what anarchists really want. It's more of a libertarian thing. Less government. The less government you have, the better. So yeah, it's the United States of stop, drop, and roll, man. I'm praying for you, dude. I mean, especially in Texas, it's just another level down there, dude.
I see it every day.
It's the same here in Florida too, John. It really is. So.
I know
you guys can live up where it's freezing cold and you won't have to deal with it.
No,
go to Wisconsin.
I'll pass on that. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
North Dakota is.
I did get nearly hit twice last week.
What's that?
I nearly got hit twice last week protecting the kids that I crossed
by a car,
by a car and a truck.
Just not paying attention. Or?
They weren't. No,
they weren't. They weren't. Yeah.
Yes. No, I had one run the truck, ran right up to the crosswalk, and I gave him a dirty look that, like, if there'd been a cop there that had to run me in for man too. If looks could kill, I'd have been in for man too. So,
crazy, man.
I have a very dangerous job. I don't like that part of it, but it comes with the territory.
How's the knee doing, Ken? Is it better?
It is. It's getting a little better, but it's still tender to touch.
Okay.
I'm still hobbling a little bit on it. I can't stand on it for too long, or it does start to hurt, and that's basically what I'm having to do every day. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I don't know if there's any internal damage, but it may come to a point where I have to have it x-rayed and see if there's anything going on in there. But I'm kind of hoping it isn't, because I can't afford to be, down, without a way to work. So I can pain manage. So, but yeah, it's getting a little better, but it's just a long process.
All right, fellas, we've gone way over time. I apologize. We got off on a
tangent. It's fun.
Well, it was interesting. I don't know about how fun it was. It was interesting.
Yep. All right, we're going to call it a night, guys. Thanks to everybody that showed up tonight. We appreciate you. And shout out to those that are watching on the replay. We'll try to get sports next week.
Dude, it's okay, man.
And on behalf of my co-host, Mr. Ken Koslow, Mr. John G. Olson, and Elliot, who is rehabilitating, or so to speak, after a medical incident this week. Hopefully he feels better and we can be here next week. I am the sports nerd, and we are out.